And you already know we got you all covered. If you did see that one, very well. Welcome. Good morning to you. Good morning, Lagos. Good morning, Nigeria. This is the Sports Republic show that comes your way every weekdays, Monday to Friday. And on the show today, we have so much to talk about. So many interesting things that you just cannot afford to miss. My name is Kizzy K, and I'll be standing as your host today just to make it all good for you. Guess what? Nigerians want to be at the very big Mondial coming up 2026, where USA, Mexico, and then Canada coming together to do what? World Cup. But can I tell another one that's shocking? The America, the place that they say is the US of A, no disrespect. We just heard the news recently emanating out there, and then guess what? 11 of the stadiums that will be hosting the World Cup for next year, like the Mondial, are not air conditioned. In other words, Chelsea game today, Chelsea next game against Eastern East. That game coming up would be that early hours of the midnight, you could say, will be a game to look out for. And then you ask him question, how can they go? Maresca is complaining, can we train? Can we do this? We're not training well. We're not liking it, whatever. But the African sides are very, very key. They can acclimatize with the weather condition, and that's a good news for the Tunisian side. But on the show today, let's talk as it just concerns us Nigerians all over the world. What more can be said? We want to be at the next World Cup. We cannot afford to miss. We want to be at the World Cup. It will be a very great shame to see that we don't make it to the World Cup. Now, we'll let you know just maybe after this one. We'll tell you what's next, because there's a news about South Africa 3-point deduction. You want to know, we'll tell you. Sound like a celebration for Nigerian fans all over the world. But let's talk about one man on the show today, ex-Super Eagles coach. You could say ex-player as well. He was part of the US 94 squad. They won the AFCON 1994. He has been at the World Cup before. He's the technical director at this point in time. That's the man you have on your screen. His name is Eguavoen. Believes that qualification for the 2026 FIFA World Cup is still doable. The NFF technical director speaking to newsmen at the Mobolaji Johnson Arena, which was alive with energy on Sunday as football stars, celebrities, and fans turned out for the Truth Ekong Foundation charity match themed #Play for Purpose. The event aimed to support underprivileged children through football. Now, speaking of the Super Eagles' pursuit of a spot at the 2026 FIFA World Cup, Eguavoen expressed confidence despite the rocky road so far. Now, let me say he said this. He said, it's easier said than done, but we have the potential and the personnel. The World Cup is the highest level of football anyone wants to participate in. It's a tightrope. We are working, but everything is possible. We'll bring you the table of the World Cup qualifier so you know. We'll bring you that table so you can see and then ask questions. That's what you have on your screen. Before I tell you more about Eguavoen, what he said, look at your screen, look at this one. How do we go from here? South Africa on top of the log, Rwanda, Benin Republic, Nigeria, Lesotho, Zimbabwe. Now, if there will be point deduction like we just heard, then it's going to be that South Africa will be having what? 10 points, but that point should be awarded to Lesotho possibly, and that's where Teboho Mokoena got involved. And you're seeing 6 points, possibly 9. So if that point is awarded to Lesotho, it means what? Lesotho will have to come up, because that 3 points will not be thrown away. Now, I told you before now that Lesotho did not file much complaint at the end of time, but Nigeria people, we not sleeping. We believe that we want to be at the World Cup, so any opportunity we will get to go on, utilize them. Now, Eguavoen went as far as saying that unity and consistency are crucial with the boys we have now, and every Nigerian coming together. It's doable. I am 100% sure, because the players want to be at the World Cup. Do they want to be at the World Cup? You cannot say no. Just Ekong knows the story. He knows. I mean, looking at his career from 2015 running down to now, like a decade to say. Now, we want to be at the World Cup, not just about presenters, not about analysts, not about sportscasters all over the world, but about the players personally. They know what it takes to be at the World Cup. And then Eguavoen said, I'm looking forward to the next one. That's the mindset. One game at a time. Treat every game like a final. That's a very big word. Do we really see every game as a final? I think that's a good mentality for every manager. The truth of the matter is, if you see every game as a final, you don't have a small game. There's no small game on this one. So every game is a final. We need to just go there and just give our best. But I'm so scared for Nigeria, in as much as I want to talk about the 3-point deduction for South African news, where FIFA fully got involved in this one. I also want to say, I also want to emphasize, I also want to reiterate, I also want to use the word, like, we need to know that all of this countryside that we think they used to be minnows anymore, they are not. They are not minnows again. Lesotho, Benin Republic, they've got a quality team. We've got quality team, but they have a better team than Nigeria. But we can turn the table around. Look at the table. Now, the point that we deducted from South African side would not be given to Nigeria. Neither will it be given to Benin Republic or Rwanda. Of course not. It will be given to Lesotho. Now, if that comes to Lesotho, that's a 3-point additional. It takes them 6 to 9, and they will be number 2. In other words, you could say Rwanda comes 3, Benin Republic comes 4, Nigeria goes to the 5th. But how good is this for Nigeria? It means you must win all of your games. But I always say this on the show, you don't have to wait, you don't have to pray, you don't have to allow your destiny to lie in the hands of a man or possibly your enemy. They will just shoot it the way they want. Now, if Nigeria go on to win all of their games, what about other side? But why it's a point is that we'll play against South Africa. Now, looking at the log you have on your screen, Rwanda is 8 points, right? And if Nigeria happens to win in September against Rwanda, you can do the mathematics yourself. If Nigeria happens to win South Africa, you can do the mathematics yourself. So we have 7 points. Now, if we win Rwanda, that takes us to 10. I'm just saying this is permutation because now only Nigeria they do calculator. I'm just saying. I'm not saying we win. Oh. I want us to win, but I'm not saying we will. I want us to win. If we can win, it goes on well for me. But I'm just saying, I'm just doing some permutation. I don't have a calculator, so maybe I might use my mobile. But I'm saying it on the show this morning that Nigeria is having 7 points, as you can see. And if eventually the next game we'll play in Uyo, I don't know if that's a stadium, against Rwanda, and we get that result right, it means that Nigeria will be having 10 points. So Rwanda remains 8 points. You see say, where they say win all your matches works. Now, we look at that one. South Africa will be having 10 points. After the point deduction, that they will come up for there. They will put 0 for there. It will be 10. Now, if we win South Africa, the word is if. Because I don't want to tell you that I'm sure Nigeria will beat South Africa. I'm not going to say that. Because you know what? I look at this South African team. Are you seeing the FIFA Club World Cup ongoing? Are you looking at the way it's going? Are you seeing Mamelodi Sundowns? Are you seeing Teboho Mokoena? Are you seeing Kekana? Are you seeing Reynas? Are you seeing this guy Ribeiro? But that's a Brazilian actually. But most of those players who played the trade at the Mamelodi Sundowns of South Africa are in the national team, and Hugo Bros knows very well. The same thing happens to Bayana, where this very Ellis is also the ladies' coach. So they have that platform that gives them the avenue to win any team all over the world. Did you watch the game against Dortmund? Borussia Dortmund, highly compacted. Joe Bellingham is there. Sekou Girassi is there. Emre Can is there. Sula is there. Adeyemi Karim is there. They've got quality team. But you saw the way they almost got the result, the best out of the German side. That's how much they can play. I personally have a love and also a very big fear for Mamelodi Sundowns, because when you play against a team like that, it sounds or looks like you're possibly playing against the South African national team. In other words, Nigeria will be playing against a club side, because when you watch them call, they have this, what's the name? They have this Kaizer Chiefs, Orlando Pirates, few players joining from the mix just to make the mix. But the team is highly compacted and fully well decorated with Mamelodi Sundowns. And I'm so scared on the show this morning, because if Nigeria would want to get the better out of the South Africans, it means you have to go extra mile. You're not just working just smart lock. You have to lock all of the horns. And everybody knows the story. At this point in time, Eric Chell is doing what? Still cooking something that is not done. If it was done, I would be like, okay, yeah, we have a great team. We've got quality. Do we have what it takes to break down the South Africans? Of course, yes, we do. But it's about the team. Looking at the team, looking at the way it is, looking at the structure. You saw it some minutes ago on your screen. You saw the log. We need to put in everything straight. We've done so wrong. The Nigerian Football Federation has not helped us. So, but this is not the time to start putting a custom and blame to the NFF, or you're saying, Eric Chell, you've done so wrong. This is not the right time. This is the time to emphasize on something very right. This is time to go back to the drawing board, make sure everything looks right. Because personally for me, I don't even know where I'll be if Nigeria happens not to make it to the World Cup. The biggest money in the football world, and it will be so shameful, not to me, but to the Federation, because the last time the World Cup happened back in 2022 in Qatar, our players did not even make it to the World Cup. So, it's a slap to the face of Osimhen. It will be a slap to Lookman. It will be a slap to Onyeka, all of these players, because they should be looking out for a World Cup. And personally, it's about the mentality that we used to see back in '94. So when Eguavoen is talking, we should be listening. He must have not done so well. I mean, he did well for the qualifiers, where we are now going to play at the Nations Cup in Morocco, Marrakesh to be exact, 21 December. He did well. If I had my bell on the show, I would have ranked for him. But keeping that aside, When you've seen the game to a level and you're talking to the people, they should listen to you. And that's why personally I give out time to listen to the technical director of the Nigerian football, talk about NFF, because Eguavoen has been here. He knows the job, but he's been on the road for a long time. He's been on a World Cup before, 94. You know them. Blessed memory, Rashidi Yakini, Stephen Keshi of blessed memory, Thompson Lee of blessed memory. You know them. Amunike Komeli, the coach of the Heartland side. JJ was there. Finidi George was there. Sondo Lisa was there. Emenalo was there. That squad looked very, what's the name? Bruno Iwoha, Uche Kechuku. I like to call these names. 94 squad was amazing to talk about. So we wanted to see that structure go down the train, but never. It never happened. The last time we clinched on the Nations Cup was what, 2013, that's the word. Under whose record, he's late today. So good that they had to rename the stadium after him. And his name is Okechukwu Sunday Keshi. Stephen Keshi, that's his name, Stephen Keshi. But away from that one, Eguavoen also commended current head coach Eric Chell, who is on the 7-game unbeaten streak with the team. I think Eric Chell is trying to do something. He said, very good performance. I hope the record continues. There shouldn't be any distractions. Let him be. Let him do what he feels is right and give him control. This is not a one-man show. Collectively, we can achieve success. There hasn't been interference so far, and I believe there won't be. So if the technical director, we know there are a lot of them there. Kabalawa is there, Tijani Bangida is there, we know Ipeba is also there. NFF have this team, very hard to break, according to John Fashion. But the truth of the matter is that if the technical director is coming out to tell us, because the one that has been trending so far, so yesterday everyone is talking about this, the news about Mikel Obi, and then the Nigerian Football Federation, the corruption, the debt, and the rest of that. I don't want to talk about that on the show today. But I'm just saying more, basically because I want to see Nigeria at the World Cup, the biggest mondial football. Now, if the technical director has come to tell the people, to the media, saying, no one will interfere, I want to believe that is true. Because if interference will start, it should be starting from the technical crew. I will not expect Ibrahim Musa Gusau, His Excellency, NFF President, to come out tomorrow and say, I want to point the blame on who? Eric Chell. So if there will be talks, it should be from the technical crew. That's why it's a job, and these men are paid for the job. Now, on the women front, Eguavoen also reacted to the release of the squad for the 24 WAFCON in Morocco with optimism. He said, we are the best in Africa, one of the best in the world. Without mincing words, we've got a great mix of young and experienced players, and they will make us proud. Now, in the words of Eguavoen, he said, I was in Morocco the last time they finished fourth, which was unfortunate rather, but that's behind us. We've made progress from the World Cup to the Olympics, and I believe this team can go all the way. In fact, let me even say it, maybe I should have an interview. We'll just try to see, and I'll see how that goes. I'll write Eguavoen, possibly to have him. I think this is the time to have this. There's no better time than having Eguavoen on the show than now. Yes, I will write Eguavoen, we'll talk. Yes, go on the WhatsApp portal, contact is being sealed, we talk, and I'm going to tell him, because I think there's an interview I wanted to have with him, but I'm just keeping on the sideline, and it takes me back to talk about when we used to have interviews, when interviews were just keen, and the next man I wanted to have an interview with was the man who's late today. The former Rangers, you could say coach, the former Christian Chukwu, the former Super Eagles coach as well, 1980 Nations Cup winner, the man with the leadership quality, but he's late today, of blessed memory, but that's not stopping us soon. I would have to bring Eguavoen on the show, so we can hear from his own perspective. The last time we had Siasia on the show, you heard what Siasia said. We had John Fashion on the show, different ball game. When we have a word with Eguavoen, then he tells us what he makes about the national. But trust me, you know me now, I go put question, maybe say you go struggle for this chair, go run up and down. Because if you not tell me as it be, I go vex. I don't talk before, I don't talk again. So if Nigerian matter not clear, we're not going to stop to the talk. That's what we live for. We want to see everything goes all right. You know what we do? When Nigeria does so good, that's the truth of the matter. I'm not trying to hype it. If the Nigerian Football Federation does something very great, if you watch me well, listen to me on radio, watch me on TV, I'm one of those who emphasize, who gives them all of the accolades that they deserve. I go, they greet them, they hype them. But if they do a bad, me, I'm not going to sleep. Because still road Ben, not me say you're Ben Waka put. But let me keep that on the sideline. On Nigerian's brother ambition, known as Mission X, Eguavoen remained consciously hopeful. He said, nobody knows tomorrow, but it's about what you put in. I've spoken with some of the players and coaches. They are taking it one game at a time. It's very possible. Now, regarding concerns about the limited number of friendly games for the women team of the WAFCON, we'll talk about the women football very soon. He acknowledged that it was a valid issue, but pointed out due to scheduling constraint. Now, he went as well as saying, we may not have enough games, but That's not entirely our fault. The calendar hasn't been kind. When the window's coming, we take advantage. He explained. Now they will have to do 2 friendly games before the tournament. Remember, 70 to 80% of the players are still the same. Fitness isn't the issue. It's about tactical cohesion. These 2 games should help the coaches see what we need to improve. That's the news. That's the news about Eguavoen. Now, while the charity match we did see some time ago spotted out community impact through sport, Eguavoen's words were a rallying call, a reminder that with the right mindset, structure, and unity, Nigeria football dreams remain well within reach. See, make I even talk. I think the next part now we talk about the South African point deduction. Let me say it clear. There's a lot to be talked about in the Nigerian game. Our federation, not owned by an individual, but rather the federation. So now all of us get that. So if me and you, they talk, they shout, they vex for the matter, it's your right, but just come out, do it politely, you know. Why am I saying this? You would recall the last time we talked about the women football and how far these ladies are treated. Not so correct. I'm not saying they should be earning same with the men. It's not on me to say so. If they want to do that, fine, no problem, because regardless, they are 9-time African champions. How many times Nigeria Super Eagles don't win something? Only 3 times. You tell me say they be giant of Africa. I'm not, no argument, no disrespect. I'm just saying, David, stop looking at me. What I'm saying is this. You might not understand what I'm saying, but I'm saying that the women are not treated fairly. I told you about Michelle Alozie, the lady who's based in America. You know her story. She's always playing. When she plays, she has the stars. She raises her shot, and then you see her stars. She likes to play that way. Very quality player. She plays the right back row, what many call number 2, advancing high. And she said, we came to Nigeria for a camp, and it was time for laundry. Normally for abroad, when you don't play match finish, they don't change you. See, I go vest for Nigerian football. I vest. See, now only man no bless at the talk. Nigerian football for here. I say now when you don't play finish, you throw away. You go play, they go wash your soap, keep on. Go. Club side, MPF, I see it a lot. There are many of them, visited some of them some days back. They go wear jersey, they go hang and spread them. You want to wear for tomorrow. Maybe now 2 or 3 they manage. See, if you not talk, they go just do something. These things should not be that way. We should have sellout. We should start seeing this game as a business. We're not seeing it as business. We always see this game as what? Just a mere thing, football. Tomorrow you tell me the biggest brand is Super Eagles. The biggest brand, everybody knows, the biggest brand in sport in Nigeria is Super Eagles. How far are they faring? Now the ladies category, Alozie went to the laundry and said, I want to, my clothes, my jerseys, I need to, we need to wash it off. And they asked and said, do you want soap? She was confused. We're asking her, do you want soap? We won't give her soap. Maybe she take go wash her clothes. And she's not seen this before. So she kept it on the low. I mean, they kept it on the low, but again, when you go take short person, not if you can reach, you're bossed. You don't understand the matter. Ajibade Rashida, I was saying the other day, she said physiotherapy for the Super Eagles. Whenever the Super Eagles want to play a game, you see a lot of people coming to do physiotherapy. They plenty in a Super Eagles. When if they did, they assume they did there. When it comes to the ladies category, better word, sorry, then you hear things like one physiotherapy. How you want to massage all the girls' laps and their leg where you need to massage? If you need to do so. And Ajibade will say, she said, some of us don't even get touched. Nobody want to win because there's no way one person can do all of this. You can't do that. And looking at the time frame, it does not work that way. Is that not a letter to the Nigerian Football Federation? Eguavoen is telling us about this one. See, there are things inside that they should be doing, not even about. See, we like to be in the news, and Nigeria is like a country that likes distraction a lot. When it feels like we are doing this way, something will just come and we just shift attention. We too like it. It don't make sense. So if Eguavoen is talking, I will listen to him, but I will still have to tell him, you people need to put things right because the media is big. Social media is crazy. The world hears this. The world sees this. Shout out to Eric Chair for even taking up that job because we know, see, any coach in his right sense is taking up the Super Eagles job. Yes, we've got quality players. 2023, 2024, African best partying. We saw Osimhen giving the partying down to Lookman. We did see that again in 96, 97. Kind of one call to Victor Ekpeba. It works well. It was so nice to see. But some of the things here are not looking right. And I want to tell you this. You cannot look for people to invest in what you do when you don't do things right. Revenue streaming wise is key. You saw what happened in Ivory Coast, the last Nations Cup. Did you see it? Gianni Infantino, the FIFA president, came out. When I show me Gianni Infantino picture, let's see him. He came out to say, this is Africa, this is amazing. I've not seen this before. Revenue-wise, do you know how much they made? That's Gianni Infantino you have on your screen. We're not seeing this thing as, we're not see, that's the man you have on your screen. That's the Swiss Italian, Gianni Infantino. He knows this job. He knows that, see, Africa is a very beautiful place, but we can make things right. Now, that's why I'm not surprised to see Morocco doing something great. Don't worry, you'll see the 2030 World Cup. You will see the Nations Cup just this year, 21st December. You'll see when it starts. You see that Morocco is now a place. See, we don't want to go Paris again, say we want to go do, what do you call it? Hang out. I want to go on a date. If you feel like you want to travel to do things, Dubai is a nice place, no problem. Paris as well, nice. But you start going to Morocco. You've been to Marrakesh. Have you been to the town? When you go to these places, you know. Now, that's a country that is looking at the future. They did not start one day. My producer, sometimes when he visits there, he comes back and tells me about it. So this thing works out, and these are places to be looking out for. See, Morocco is a beautiful place. I'm not trying to hype Morocco. Say, I just hype there. Morocco, fine. But look, Nigeria now. But we not talk about, we not say, we not talk, because if I talk about Nigeria matter, I go to verse. Now look at this next one now. Let's talk about the point deduction. 2026 FIFA tournament. Let's talk about it. If there's anybody celebrating or should be celebrating that point deduction, it should be like Lesotho, because they go give them the 3 points. Now our destiny does not lie on our hands. We are praying and we are waiting, and it feels like a prayer point that will be answered very soon, because that point must be deducted. We've done that. We've seen that. You don't do us before. We live as example. We know. But can I tell you, Hugo Bros will not sleep. South Africa did not go sleep. I told you, and I'll say it again, if there's any team that deserves to be at the World Cup from the African shores on that our group, I will give it to the South African without miles and words. You know why? You need to work hard to be the next phase. You cannot just, this thing, see, they don't be emotional thing. They don't they pet this thing. That's the home of on the screen. You're not going to forgive yourself. See him. I they watch him for FIFA Club World Cup. If they play well, I like to watch him well. That's the boho. You can see him. See, even for the picture, this is my producer self, not get joy. For this picture, when I see self, even Dele Bashir, nothing collect ball for a leg. That's a quality player. They have a team. They get structure. Don't go test them. Now, our prayer now we are saying, okay, you can see. Now, we are saying we want that point to be deducted with the bars. Yeah, we're active with the bars. That point to be deducted, but what's really going on? I think South Africa will be docked 3 points. Will be cool. Yeah, I think that will be cool. Let's go for the comma. You know why? Because they've done something wrong. Under the rules of FIFA, I cannot even wait to see what comes to play. But it might not be as you are wanting it to be. Because even if they come out that South Africa point, they will still get 10 points. They will just still on top. Now, you know why? See, they are not a team that you can just break anyhow. I already told you, see, you know what's happened to the Egyptian team. I know the Egyptians have not really been just fantastic. But talk about the Nations Cup, they are the highest. You know how many times. But you know what happened? They are not hungry. They have a very structured league. Pyramids, champions, you know their story. Al-Ahly, you know their story. Talking about the size, you know Ismaili, Zamalek, you know them well. They have got a quality structure. Now, these Egyptians barely traveled abroad. Now, let me even do the test with you, a test and quiz. Let's go on this one now. Aside Mo Salah, you say Mohamed Salah, Mamouche, big players from Frankfurt to Man City. Now, these two players. Now, tell me one Egyptian player who is making wave in Europe. Try to get play for Europe. Europe can't go back. You know, see, try to get them penalty against Miami. You know, see that match. Watch them play. They are together. If you see me not travel, I want to buy some Island for Ireland. You must travel to go outside Nigeria. Our structure not good. Can we ever see? We used to see that back in the time where we see some player. Like, I think Gabros did something like that. They had some Brazilians join the team, but now no Brazilian. No. Now this Ribeiro. Now some Brazilians that we've heard that plays for South African clubs they are wanting to nationalize to play for the Bafana. Because if you did South Africa, you be big boy. You. If I go, I'm not trying to exaggerate it. If you're in South Africa, you're a big boy. I'm telling you the truth. Even if they play for the small one, Chippa United, the manager, you're a big boy. There's no way you tell me someone will not put in that. Me, get that cameraman, I'll put out, I'll go put down. If not Orlando Pirates, I'll go prize them, get shit inside. Because these people knows what they gain. That's an African side that sees the game as a business. Morocco has followed suit. Are you seeing what Morocco is building? Are you seeing, maybe tomorrow on the show, we'll have to show you some of the infrastructure ongoing in Morocco. So you see that tourism will be a place to look out for in Morocco. Let's go on. Tell them all. A top-rank official has told reports that South Africa will be docked 3 points and 3 goals for fielding in an ineligible player in the 26th World Cup qualifier against Lesotho in March. Now, moving on, official disclosure. They said this is now just a question of when the announcement will be made by FIFA. But South Africa will forfeit the match against Lesotho for fielding in an ineligible player, Teboho Mokoena. The facts are very clear, and even South Africa have admitted their blunder. They would never forgive themselves. Never. If they don't make it to the World Cup, they will never. Now, let's bring that table again. So let me show you another route, another road that we can go. Let's have the table on the screen so you can see another road. That table where you see Super Eagles just wear down the pecking order. I don't know what you make about them. That table, you see it. You see that Nigeria is still down, but we look into intercontinental playoff. That is another point where we can get it. If we can go through that phase, this is you have on your screen, possible second round. You can see Rwanda are on that one. But you cannot play on this one without a point high. There are a lot of countries that are also on this one, so it's going to be a playoff. It'll be like second way to heaven. Now, so Nigeria will follow if we don't win or top this group. Now, I just would say this. It go hard means South Africa don't go World Cup. It go hard. If you've noticed, when we ask a lot of Nigerian ex-players, we're asking them questions, we're saying, can Nigeria make it to the World Cup? Most of them will tell you, I'm not sure Nigeria can make it to the World Cup. It's a 50-50 team. Everyone is saying, we are scared. We the fear. We never know our fate again. Anyways, I tell you, the National Sports Commission NSC chairman, Shehu Diko, Madam Shehu Diko, His Excellency, recently said in an interview that he was so confident South Africa will lose the Lesotho match because of their mistake. And this will, in turn, boost the chances of Nigeria qualifying for next year's World Cup in the United States of America, Canada, and Mexico. Now, South Africa currently lead their qualifying group with 13 points from 6 matches. Nigeria also have 7 points. And the chances of qualifying for the Mondial will be rising should they only have 3 points separating them on the group leaders going into a crucial match in September and October. Now, in September, I tell you, the Super Eagles will welcome second place Rwanda to Uyo. I don't know yet if that will be the stadium where we'll play that game, but I just will say that's the only stadium we have in our country, Nigeria, that has the FIFA facility record and schedule that can work. Now, before flying to South Africa a few days later for what may believe could determine eventual group winners who qualify automatically to the 2026 World Cup. South Africa currently lead their qualifying group with 10 points from 6 games. Now, it's cool that I must share with you, as it stands now, South Africa, if it ends to be that World Cup will be tomorrow, now South Africa will go. Are you a fan of the South African side? You might not be a fan, but be a fan of success. We go on a quick break. When we return, the show continues. But I tell them all, when we return, it will be time to talk about what? The Super Eagles news, Ekong, Ahmed Musa, and the rest of that. Ekong has said a lot about himself and the captain band. Nigeria are the only country where we say would they get captain. Maybe say they wear captain band, but they know they invite him. Nigeria are the only country where we say would they get captain. Where we say you know go give what no go there for the team. Nigeria are the only country where we say captain go just still there. They will call a captain for mouth, but not even there the team. What more can be said? Say I'm not gonna cry about this one. This table does not go anywhere. We'll be back shortly. If person talk now, if person talk, they will say it through the talk. If you not talk, they say, I don't understand. If you see anyhow you talk on, because Nigeria are the only country where we say our politicians, they give us manifesto when they manifest. Can I even tell you? For Nigerian politicians, they go hard for me to get role model. Nobody say they're not there, they're not plenty again. And they tell you. Let's back to business. Let's talk about this now quickly. Now, deep reflection through Ekong on captaining Nigerian after leading, learning from Vincent Ayama as well, Musa, and then Mikel Obi. The structure is clear. And there, William Ekong has spoken about this decade-long journey with the Super Eagles, saying it's now his time to lead after years of learning under some of the country's most respected captains. Shout out to Nigeria on this one. Now, Ekong was born in Haarlem. For those who does not know, the Tottenham Hotspur Academy graduate featured in few games for Netherlands, the UT, before switching his international allegiance to Nigeria, where his father hails from. If you know Nigeria very well, Lagos, Nigeria, Ikeja to be exact, that's where his father stays. I mean, lives around. You know Ekong's story very well. So his father is born. That's it. It's not like he's born in Nigeria, or not like he was not born in Nigeria and his father is far from him. No, his father is in Nigeria. But security conscious, more live and see the watch. Now, when William Ekong made a senior debut for Nigeria in an African Cup of Nations qualifier against Chad. I recall back in 2015, Kaduna, you know, it was Vincent Ayama who wore the captain armband. Now, in the second appearance for the three-time African champion, the leadership mantle was passed to forward Ahmed Musa. You don't see him? You don't say, don't tell Musa be captain. You see him? Are you seeing what's going on in the national team? Now, by the time the Super Eagles took to the global stage at the 2018 FIFA World Cup in Russia, Ekong has cemented his place in the squad. The then Boza Sport defender featured in every minute of the Nigerian group stage campaign, while captaincy duties was handled by Chelsea legend John Obi Mikel, who also, you know, won the Nations Cup back in 2013 and also a Champions League winner. Ekong acknowledged the influence of legendary teammate Vincent Ayama, Mikel Obi, Ahmed Musa in preparing him for the role of the Super Eagles captain. Now, Ekong to report, he said, the two things are synonymous. I am someone who takes pride in helping people and taking the front row for all the stuff that we are doing now. So with the team, it's been a journey together to get there. Of course, I've learned some great leaders before, great captains to learn from, but now it's my turn and also my responsibility. I'll try to do my best, and that's all I can do. Ekong also admitted that representing Nigeria remains a source of immense pride as he reflected on the memorable highs and low and highs and painful near misses that have shaped in, or you could say shaping Nigerian football in his international career. Now, quoting Ekong on the show, he said, it's been a journey. 10 years is not easy. So do your mathematics very well, arithmetics, you know. 2015 to now, you know, it's 10 years, like a decade now, on that very run for Ekong. And he said, it's been a journey. 10 years is not easy, especially with such a dynamic team as the Super Eagles. See, nobody with clear eye could say no one play for Super Eagles. Nobody. See, non-federation now, leave the NFL for now. Just talk about the team, the quality. You know, I look at the Super Eagles team and I just think about some teams. I say, they give me a chance, I go do well, though. I don't lie you for management. I don't lie you because, see, have you seen a Portuguese team? You will ask the question, where would they play? Imagine a Portuguese team under Martinez. Sometimes they have to start João Neves to play from the right back because they got Semedo, they got Diallo, Diego Diallo, they got quality team. Guerrero of Bayern Munich is not invited. They are playing Nuno Mendes. You're looking at the back, they got Ruben Diaz. They're playing in Inacio. They got quality. The midfield is compacted. William waited for Red Betis. Chance no again. Now Vitinha. You see their team structured. Bernardo Silva in the midfield. They are so plenty. João Felix not even see match play. Rafael will come from bench. Pedro Neto will start. See, Francisco, the son of you know, Francisco Conceição, is also there. Ronaldo is there. The leadership quality. Tricao is there. What's the name? Ramos, Gonzalo Ramos. There are plenty. Now it takes what? It takes a great manager to manage a team. You take it to the French side. I'm one of those people who have said Deschamps should leave. I'll talk about the Super Eagles. So you go still say Nigeria reached to compare. We can compete, not on the trophy base, but I'm talking about players' quality. Look at the French side. The last game they played, the first time they played in the FIFA Club World Cup, no, the UNL, the Nations League. Did you see how they started? They played in the Central Road. I think they had there was no Saliba. They played Ibrahima Konate. Yeah, and Longley, who has been out for the team for 4 years. The other time it felt like it was not working. What did they do? They went back, they got in Abade, the Sevilla man that got footwork, and they paired it with Lucas Hernandez of Paris Saint-Germain. You know, work. Look at their left back, compacted team. Just Conde not deal, Malo Gusso they worry. See their midfield. Mano Kone go play today, Chomeni go play tomorrow. There are many. Even Pogba come out, they're not even missing. That's like a team for me. You're seeing the hardworking Rabiot. Are you seeing him play? Ousmane Dembele, Desiree Doué is just how old, 19. Are you watching them play? Goodness. If you talk about Tigo Blas, see team. The chance if Blas you don't over. I never know where to start. Bradley Bacola, there are many. Antoine Griezmann, Randa Colomani, Thuram Dave. I want to start them. Now you take away from that team. Now you see France. Now England team come last now worst. Because when I talk about Nigeria, you know that we have the quality. Now look at the national team of the English side. What Thomas Tuchel is really doing now, he's just making sure they are just getting them closing the gap, bringing the line of Henderson, the leadership quality. Harry Maguire is there, John Stones is there. That's a Gay now, Gay is there. Master Scale of Arsenal is there. Declan Rice is there. James Ward-Prowse, no space for all those who are. Gerald Bowen will see there. Cole Palmer, what's the space with Bellingham? The team is mad at saying this. Oh goodness me, Marcus Rashford. We can't keep on and keep calling the names of quality players they have. Now so Nigeria B. This is our coach. I think I like him. You know why? Eric Chell is cooking something that is not yet done. But we've seen the start of what Eric Chell is doing. The start shows that Eric Chell knows what he wants for himself. If only they can give him the chance to do what he wants to do with the team, and that would be great to see, outstanding, if the NFF can allow him to do what he wants to do. Don't put a player, don't interfere. Nigeria, they get slots for Nigeria. We even turn football to politics. It's my slot. You know what? You know how this thing works? If Eric Chell, I mean employee and employer, right? If Eric Chell continues to do some of the things that some people who does not love this game wants him to do, at the end of the day, he will get sacked and this will continue to be paid. They will continue to be paid. Have you ever come out in anything and say, yesterday, ONFF, they've not paid him for months. Maybe they for news stuff. All these sponsorship, all these leadership, all these Nigerian people, most see him. NFF have not been paid for months. You don't see him. You can see a coach. Player, Taribo West came out. You know Taribo West, I'll be France 98, you see him. Now, big player, integral part. You know him, I mean, he does not have this dread anymore. He's a pastor now. He said, I have lost count of how much I was owed. You never remember again. Mikel Obi owned the trend everywhere. Our legend will die. So 1980 Nations Cup winner, Chris Achuku will die. So they say they don't have his document in the office. Kind of the news that. So how would a boy born abroad wants to play for Nigeria? If not me, now this I go check. Not be even which they call this boy Noah Atubolo, the Freiburg goalkeeper, the German international Nigerian player should be Nigerian player born in Germany. Said I will not play for Nigeria. Because if not me, I go first check him. I go fair way opportunities. But I like to say NFF. Any player we don't talk about giving, I mean I not call him go. Not be say Jan, go show that boy a red flag now, you won't come back, I beg. Let's do things accordingly the way it needs to be. But wrapping up on the show, I tell you, Ekong said, it's still such a big honor for me to wear the jersey every time I have a chance to be the captain of the team, and it's something very special. We've experienced some great things. Tournaments, getting so close, of course, in the last AFCON, and I'm really looking forward to some years ahead, starting with the World Cup qualifier, and of course, the AFCON at the end of the year. So Ekong, this Ekong, I like him. Just Ekong, go be a quiet on side now. That's so you go Ekong. You don't say their language, huh? We don't talk Ekong, just Ekong. You know him now. Now, he was at the standout performer, standout player as Nigeria won silver at the 23 African Cup of Nations, earning a place in the team of the tournament and winning the most valuable player accolade. Now, you know what I talk about Ekong? I like him more because not because people say you go talk, say you're not doing this one, not this one. I love to talk about Ekong. You know why? He knows what it takes to wear the captain band of the Super Eagles. He made a switch very early enough. A legend switch was massive for him. He knew that I want to play for Nigeria. I like to be a Nigerian player. I won't play, say they born me for Harlem, not mean say I not go. And shout out to those players born abroad, like the likes of Cyril Dessers, my friend. You know his story in Belgium, you know the connection he got with the Belgium side. But he said, I want to play for Nigeria. They know they do football by age like that too. Football, see, national team not be club side. Club side not go to check, say how old is he? He's 30, he's 31. Let's give him 1 year contract. Cyril Dessers, see, Eric Chell, I will call you. Don't say if I call your last number, no they go. Now be the team. If I call you, understand? The only ones they go and understand. So let's do things right. You know why? Let's have Cyril Dessers as part of the Nations Cup. Ekong will be there. He's in his 30s already. So possibly this is not even possible. This is his last Nations Cup. If we make it to the World Cup, the word is if. I'm not going to say we say Nigeria will go World Cup. See now if we make it to the World Cup, then what more can be said? If we make it to the World Cup, Cyril Dessers should still be part of the team. Because this is one of the things we call corruption in the highest order. I played in the league, Kwara United to be exact, so I know what I'm saying. I played in the NPFL, so I know when I talk about the league NPFL, I know how far this works. I know when we travel to play games against Rangers, I know when we travel to play against any, but I know all of this. I know what goes on. One of the problems we used to have in the NPFL back in the days, I don't know if it still happens now though, very well, is tribalism things. This NNL, NLO, NNL, NPFL, all of these things, it works. So tribalism is one of the problems we have. Corruption in the game. Let's not even see our football as politics. Now, special advice that they give. If anything I want to talk about, I want to just give advice. It be like Nigerian film, they give, in Nigerian film, they give mouth of the gods. Now, me be like messenger, I can't tell you now. If they go just say me, they do and wear, it not go bad. But if they say they not go do and wear, now then no. But I go talk and play out like all the Osime, or the Marco Koye, or the Wambali. All of them, where did they hear me? All of them, may they come together. May they even do meeting. Not say without the coach, but may they do meeting. Maybe say they will get better team. So when we catch anything, we go knock them back, not be Terry type. We get what it take to go walk up now. Sure, Nigeria, Super Eagles, we good. I used to be saying at that point, say, do we have a coach? We get coach now. He did. He might not be the world-class coach you want. He might not be the man that's got 1 trophy or laurels to his name. In highest level, in a quarterfinal with Mali, Abi, no wala. He can make history with Nigeria. MFA, you know MFA's story, Ivory Coast. You know, at the same time, when that Frenchman come out, he just take over. He changed the story. MFA is being talked about today. He's a legend of the game. The kids who talk about him. The Ivorians won the Nations Cup on their soil. There's nothing sweeter than that. May you go. Now, next World Cup, don't they come now? Our leg day one side. We never know whether we'll go inside or not go. Aside that one, Nations Cup don't come. Eric Chell, I don't even know if you've had your first 11. I don't know. But believe it or don't believe it, Eric Chell is still doing a test run. He still have not found his footing. He still haven't found his first 11. But I believe the manager, if he's given time, even if we not go World Cup, may they leave him. If Nigeria not go World Cup, may they leave Eric Chell. If we not go World Cup, may they leave him. Leave him. You know what happens to time? You know what happens to phases? It's a phase. Mistakes are part of life. Procedures, you just don't get there one day. It's a phase. If only we can be calm. We take a deep breath and like, okay, what's next? Let's be calm. Move your calm down. Then we just look. Where they go? They go small, small. Yesterday on the show, I told you a lot about Ophili. But maybe I'll tell you about Ophili. You know Ophili, Abi? Favor Ophili for a race, 100 meters. You know that guy, Abi? You know the story. Now, talking people won't go collect her. Because the AFN have not done so well. AFN be like Athletic Federation, you know what I'm saying? Now they come and talk, say we are surprised about her switch. Do you know what I can't recall the name of the lady who made a move the other time that was paid $500,000 US. That's Ophelia on the show, on the screen you have. That's the lady, Favor Ophelia. Talk about this one. Now big name this one be. Seriously, don't go Tokyo 2020. They say 100 meters, they don't go allow them because of one of two maintenance problem with Nigeria. Nigeria was the shame person for sports world. You're tired. That's Favor. That's the lady I'm talking about. Now she wants to switch allegiance. I mean, when we checked yesterday, we saw her name on the athletic, but she won't come out. Who know life better life? They're all different from football. If you switch, but there's a rules or there could be a breach. But hopefully we'll tell you that, hopefully for tomorrow about that one. But I like to say this before I leave the show. Let's help ourselves. Generally for everything. And I know to be a Musa story. And I know this doping, anti-doping. See, I don't know whether, I'm not tired. See, you know what Turkey is doing? The Turkey people, they are picking the best athletes from different countries. Jamaica, English side, USA. If you know they come, you're welcome. And they pay you. See, they don't just pay you. I start paying you. You know what they do? There's this bonus that's attached to you. Monthly bonus aside the pay. You can't tell me. See, because I looked at this lady's story, Ophelia Favor. I looked at her story and I'm like, will she be doing the right thing to say I don't want to do for Nigeria again? I don't want to run for Nigeria. I don't want to race for Nigeria. I don't want to be an athlete for Nigeria again. Because personally, on her own perspective, individual brilliance, it's a good move. It would be a good move for her. But for the nation, it's a slap on our face, a dent to the nation, and that's how bad it is. Because we have one of our finest promising talent. She's 22. Man, I cannot come and see her face again. She's 22, like 2-2. She's not fine. She's a bit wrong. She's good. But again, I want to talk to her. This producer said, you know the year what do. You know the give different. This producer is bad though. Come on this one, yeah? Producer is too much. That's a feeling. But just show, flip her picture when they see her. Just the flip her everywhere. Even when you say flip her when they see her. Now 22 years old girl be see her. Talent, we want to lose talent. Now talk you want to collect this care. Now see, if now you get this kind of talent, you go like her. 200 meters she be king. 400 meters she be king. That's how we go on tournament. So we go to borrow something. Now shame. They come out yesterday and say, you don't know. So they go borrow. No, see, how you go competition, go to borrow. That's lack of preparation. We too like fire brigade record. Tomorrow I say, hey, pack them. It's not good. But you see, let me even say it. You know, when you say this about Nigeria, we say the reverse. Say why you talk is not so. More talk as it be. Some things are going wrong and things should be talked about and should be said. Nigeria is my country. I like Nigeria. Nobody like Nigeria reach me. Most probably go comment section before I come out. Quickly, let me go. Let me say this. Joe Phil says, my brother, I don't think it's only Nigeria that is celebrating about this. We have other countries in that group and the table could turn to anyone. I like this one. It could turn, but bros, I tell you, forget to, now we celebrate and pass. So Lesotho, see, if you follow this story well, you can see Lesotho from beginning, they're not too far any matter with the see. Okay, let me see more. And Ade Sosun Abiona say, if you need to join and Augustine Eguavoen, pull the Super Eagles. You're very right. You're very, very right. Pesero Nine first start time. He said, put the Super Eagles in a precarious position. If Nigeria fail, God forbid, to qualify for the World Cup, please don't blame Eric Chell. Very well, don't blame Eric Sekuchel. Blame the NFF. We'll never counter them. Now, when I was saying, Eric Chell should hand over captain ban to William Trust Ekong now. Abi, but bros, more reason now together. Forget please, cannot miss him in a fight. May collect that captain ban, give him. Maybe say Musa never retire. You know, go good now. Now Musa not to do some prayer. Maybe Musa retire. You don't marry fourth wife. No disrespect, but you need to retire. Ovation high. After the Nations Club will carry second if you don't retire, not retire. Now we say, well, let's see. Now wrapping up, this one says Bamidele on Motor Shema. He say Eric Chell may not succeed as long as the NFF continues with this slot challenge. The year round, slot. Slot there for football. Slot. Why they have for politics? God will help Nigeria. And when I was saying, the NFF should be dissolved because they are hurting Nigerian football. We need the ex-footballers in there. And Christopher Okerafo is saying, is it official? That's the question. Not yet official. But then people are now involved in this very one. Keep your comments coming tomorrow. Hopefully on the show we'll bring them. But don't forget the show comes again your way tomorrow, 11 a.m. Nigerian time. I don't talk and say Nigeria politicians, Nigeria, my country, I love. Our politicians, now the only politicians, when we say I don't see where they give us manifest to when on they manifest. Make I tell you one thing, self. See, the other say they give us, men on the cholera, say we say go hook you, have bag of rice, have bag of rice, and not go reach anything. I just for me. See, you don't clear, I know the matter, so we don't bless you, they carry the hype. Yes, my name is Kizzy K, and I'm signing out. Up until then, tomorrow will be a very big day on the show. We have more to talk about. We're giving news about the Super Eagles. If they will making it to the World Cup, you know it's bars in their hands. And then if they will not be making it, then they're still new. But don't miss out the FIFA Club World Cup coming up later on today, where we'll see the biggest of them all will be Benfica playing against Bayern Munich. But up until then, you know, I am Kizzy K, and I love you so much. Tomorrow, 11 a.m. Nigeria time. Please don't miss David White Data Studio. I'm going out. Thank you so much. Peace.